Hello, welcome to Design Time. I'm Jackie Lacey. Today we're really fortunate to have some product provided to us by one of our co-sponsors or one of the product people that we work with, FernTrust. FernTrust Foliage is here in Florida. A great company to work with. They have some incredible product and they've sent us something really special this week. It is Aurelia, otherwise known as Fatsia, or Fatsia japonica is actually the scientific name, otherwise known as Japanese Aurelia. So we really get called all three things. When you are asking for it, be sure that you know that it's going to come in various sizes. One of the great things about Fatsia is that the leaf has that sort of extension like a hand, so that you can really use it for something very wide, or you also can trim it. It holds up incredibly, and just to prove that fact, this particular piece of foliage is about 4 weeks old, and it's been in the cooler and no water source whatsoever. Now, I don't suggest that you try that, but I just want you to know that it does hold up really well. So if you reclip it when it's received, put it in some water, you'd be incredible amount of shelf life that you're going to get out of it. And one of the great things about Fatsia, with it being very broad and also some of the smaller leaves being very narrow, you can really get some very interesting looks with using it. We've tucked it down inside this particular container, as you can see here. And the great thing about the Fatsia is that you get not only that dark, rich green, glossy texture, but you also get the beautiful veining in there, which is going to give you some interest inside the container whenever you're using it, as we've stuck two down here in the water, just to sort of cover up our mechanics and really give this design a much different look. Doesn't require a whole lot up here when you're doing something a little special down here. One of the other great things about using it is that not only do you get that flat, plain surface that's provided with from the Fatsia, but you also can use it for those special spikes just by folding it a bit. This is only 4 pieces of foliage, and we've greened up this entire design by tucking in just about half a piece of the hydrangea. We've covered up any of the foam that might be showing, so our mechanics are easily covered. And then from this point, we could actually add any kind of floral product that we wanted to. Something tall would be great, start to bury some down inside. One of the things that I like to use the Fatsia for is to create that very different look in the foliage. All I have done is just simply use my scissors to trim around the edges, and it sort of gives us that look of a Galax leaf, only look at the difference in size. Because with the Fatsia, you can manipulate it simply by massaging the neck a little bit so that you can get that pitch to some of those pieces that sort of have a plant look. Again, we've only tucked about 6 pieces down in there. I've manipulated all of them. I have the other half of that hydrangea, 2 sunflowers, and then one of those beautiful mushroom sponges. It creates something that's very natural. Looks like we've gone out to the forest and we've ended up with some beautiful foliage that might be from the beach, some flowers that might be from a meadow, a mushroom sponge that might be from the forest. You can see as we start to add together these different geographical floral products, it really starts to create something very interesting. Keeping things low and clean is really, really hot and trending right now. And then one of the other things that I really love to do with the Fatsia is simply to use it as a great bouquet base. You want to sort of separate your foliage by size. Doesn't really matter that you have a certain number or anything like that. It's just a lot easier if you start with the smaller ones and then work up to the larger ones, or vice versa, because you want to have some of those provided on the back side. In the center, I'm going to start by folding it like I demonstrated just a few minutes ago, so that we start to get that spiky dark green and light green texture. They don't have to be going in different directions. You just want to make sure that they're clearly tucked down into the center. Then as I start to fold the foliage around, you can see that I'm pulling it into the other foliage so that it continues to keep that spikiness and that fullness as we start to come around to the bouquet. Look how quickly I'm creating a beautiful little bouquet here in my hand that I can start to pull in some beautiful products either for a wedding bouquet or to just a bouquet that we might want to drop in back in this vase. Once you've got it together, it sort of has that appearance of a pineapple top where it's very full. You can really start to sink in some roses or peonies, some flowers that might extend out, but it's a great place to start and to secure that so that you make sure that it's going to stay together. I like to use a rubber band on the base, and I'm simply pulling it around so that it clearly binds all of the stems together, just like they do at the farm. That's where I learned how to do this. And then you can secure the handle very quickly, and you've got a great little bouquet. You saw that took no more than just a few seconds to put together. You have all of your foliage already done, some great textures, some great color, and a product that's going to hold up really well for you. Thank you again, FernTrust, for providing the products for us to use today, and I hope this helps you in finding a little quicker way with a different foliage that can provide you many different looks. Join us again next time for Design Time. If you enjoyed that video and you'd like to see more, click the subscribe button.